Is Big Brother watching you as you drive to and from work? What about the weekends? Did you know some big automakers are monitoring your every move from your vehicle? Tens of millions of American cars are being monitored, and that number keeps growing, we're told. Joining me right now, Lauren Smith. She is a connected car policy expert for the Future of Privacy Forum, which is what?
So we're a DC-based nonprofit, and we work to help build responsible data practices for emerging technologies.
Okay.
So connected cars, drones, education, privacy, a lot of areas where the technology is outpacing any sort of law. And so we need to figure out how to balance, the advances that technology can bring along with consumers' privacy protection.
Which takes us right into what we want to talk about. I saw this article in the Washington Post, and I immediately said, we got to get somebody in to talk about this. We know there are computers in our cars and stuff, but so the automakers are collecting data from these computers on us?
Yeah, so data collection in cars is actually not entirely new. There's been event data recorders, which are black boxes in nearly every car since the 90s. Onboard diagnostic system enable you to understand what a check engine light means. But what's changed recently is that there's a big growth in the variety, the volume, and the connectivity of that information. So now data that may have stayed on the car before can now be sent off of the car. Information can now be used to enable a lot of driver assistance systems. So the good news is that, yes, your car may be learning more about you, but what it learns may save your life.
Yeah, I like that, driver assistance and those kind of things. Why should I be concerned, though? Wherever there's good, there's also reason to be concerned. How can this possibly be abused?
So this is a big shift, I think. Consumers have long thought of cars as these mechanical chassis that safeguard our autonomy and freedom. And the reality is that they're becoming like computers on wheels. And some of the information that they'll generate won't be that different from the information that's already being gathered on your smartphone sitting next to you on the seat. But we need to start thinking about cars like computers. And acknowledge that this information may be used for, primarily for safety purposes. It may also be used for diagnostic information. So if there's an issue with your car and your automaker understands that, they may be able to notify you to bring your car in for repair before you, break down on the side of the road.
Yeah, again, you haven't said anything that would bother me at this point, but at the same time, computers, Big Brother, technology, and it's only going to get more advanced. I mean, what should we be on the lookout for? What should we be concerned about?
Yeah, so certainly the information involved here can be considered sensitive information. So location information. If you're driving a car, that may be able to communicate where you live, where you work, if you went to an HIV clinic, if you stopped at an abortion clinic. And so that type of information on its own, but also in conjunction with other data that we're generating more and more every day, could be sensitive, could reveal information about you to others that you may not want out there.
Yeah, but Big Brother, law enforcement, a lot of people could go back and use this data, right?
Sure. So the good news is that automakers sort of saw this challenge coming, and most of them agreed in 2014 to a set of privacy principles that would limit how they will use and share this data. So there are some privacy protections built in now, and the Federal Trade Commission can ensure that automakers keep those promises because they can enforce against unfair or deceptive trade practices. And it's actually, so it's not a Wild West, but it is a newly emerging space. And we're seeing a growing ecosystem where there's not just the automaker that may be involved. Your information may go to other sensors along the road. It may go through your infotainment system.
Lauren, thanks a lot.